Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we got some breaking news. Remember the boss of Wizards of the Coast, the one that was in charge of the OGL debacle and I believe the virtual tabletop, and you pretty much can trace the rapid decline in Wizards of the Coast back to her. That would be Cynthia Williams. And she got gone after only 2 years. She was stepping down and moving on to other things. Well, apparently she moved on to Funko, and she is also stepping down and getting gone from Funko after a year.
Wow. It's almost like, somebody who doesn't know what they're doing at one company still doesn't know what they're doing at the other.
Yes. So
shocker, I tell you. Shocker. Completely
incompetent, in my opinion. We're going to talk about this. This just happened. And I'm like, I didn't even know she got hired at Funko.
I didn't either. But I mean, to be fair, Funko's been down the toilet for a while now.
Oh, yeah. Funko's not doing
like 2022 was the last time it was worth anything.
Maybe she could go get a job at like Diamond or something. This is the new Diamond. Fire after like 2 weeks.
I just don't understand how you can colossally... Gosh, she has tits. How you can colossally F up like so bad and then go right to another place and F up again. It's kind of reminds me of Kathleen Kennedy, which no matter how bad she does, she still has a job.
In these nerd spaces, there's like a handful of people that have any kind of business acumen whatsoever. You see them get passed around from place to place, but a lot of times they just go cause more damage, and then they move on to another place and cause damage. And it's crazy. So let's talk about this. I didn't even know she was working there. So before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and brands. Guys, you'll get a woo-hoo if you do.
Woohoo! You're not allowed to say passing around women. Just FYI.
I'm not allowed. Well, I did. Oh no, I'm canceled. Oh no, I'll have to fire me. Go out to news.clownfishtv.com for more pop culture news, views, rants, podcasts. We got podcasts out there you will not find on YouTube. Check it out. You can sign up for free. It doesn't cost you anything. Get notified when we drop some new stuff. And you can keep in touch with us in case YouTube gets weird. So we're going to talk about this whole situation. We're also going to talk a little bit about another debacle with Diamond. We have another game manufacturer coming out and saying that, they can't absorb the losses like Hasbro because Diamond is selling people's tabletop games at the back door. First, we thought it was just comics and stuff, but turns out it's tabletop games too.
I just assumed it was anything they had in stock that was on consignment, and I just cannot understand how they're allowed to do this. Like, they just figure till the law catches up with them, and it'll be somebody else's problem. I don't know.
Yeah, my understanding is that there's a class action lawsuit brewing because we know Dynamite Entertainment, like they're owed like $1 million, and then they're talking that they're going to sell their stuff out the back door. Fantagraphics are selling their stuff out the back door. And I was just at Ollie's today, and they had a whole bunch of new graphic novels. They had a bunch of like webtoon graphic novels, and they had a bunch of like YouTuber comics, like FGTV or whatever they're called, and popular MMOs if they're still around anymore, but all this stuff. And then they just got this, fresh batches of comics and games.
However, our daughter did buy all the Scott Pilgrim books for $50.
Yeah. Now whether or not they were allowed to sell them is like, cause I'm thinking we're going to be seeing a lot of comics and games come in because of Diamond doing this, which sucks. I mean, it just, and they're getting to do this on a technicality. They're like, oh, you didn't fill out the paperwork, so we own your shit.
That's not even I don't think that's even a valid technicality because as I said before, if 128 companies and not a one knew to fill that paper out, as somebody, I'd be like, wait a minute, then what proof do I have that you told them to fill it out? Because there's no way that everybody wouldn't know to do that, including Disney, who owns Marvel.
We're gonna talk more about that. Let's talk about Cynthia Williams first. Now, again, she was in charge of WotC. She came from Microsoft. She was all about the microtransactions and getting as much money out of individual players as she could. And she was talking about how the ceiling could be a lot higher on the per player value or whatever. Because typically in D&D, the Dungeon Master, I know because I was the Dungeon Master. Dungeon Master gets stuck buying all the books. Everybody else kind of plays for free, right? They don't like that. They want you to all sign up for D&D Beyond, which I guess is not working out that well for him either. And she is the one responsible for the OGL because she was trying to get more money out of people making their own homebrew content and publishing stuff, supplements and stuff like that. And she got gone. But she went to Funko and she fucked it up over there too.
Yeah, shocker.
So Funko replaced Chief Executive Officer Cynthia Williams after just 1 year on the job, naming board member and former CEO Michael Lunsford as interim head to reverse the company's slumping fortunes. It's been slumping for years. Nobody wants this shit anymore. They don't want the Funko Pops anymore.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you could look at the trajectory of their stock, and even since she's been there, it started out higher, and it was like $12, and now it sounds like $4 something. But yeah, it's been plummeting for a while. And then Bob Iger's brilliant idea was to buy a bunch of Funko stock back.
Oh,
from
yeah,
Disney.
yeah.
I was like, you're an idiot.
We believe a change in leadership is necessary to deliver full shareholder value and believe Mike's appointment positions us accordingly, the Everett, Washington-based company said in a statement. They're not going to be like, yeah, bitch, cost us a lot of money, but their stock's not. It's not good. It's not good. She caused
the slumping.
Yeah, she causes chaos wherever she goes. Shares of Funko have dropped 50% in the past year since she's been in charge. Recruited from Hasbro, Williams narrowed annual losses at the company, which is known for big. Oh yeah, right. No, she narrowed annual losses. No. People bought a lot of Magic and D&D while she was there because we were still in lockdown or coming out of lockdown.
What she did, no.
It had nothing to do with her. I
think she caused more damage.
Yes,
just long tail damage than anything.
Revenue has fallen for 2 straight years after a surge during the pandemic and is poised to decline again in 2025. 2022, Hollywood moguls Peter Chernin and Bob Iger invested $263 million into the company. Where'd that go?
Mm-hmm.
I believe we have yet to achieve the full potential of Funko, he said in a statement. He served as
I think Funko's passed.
What else do they make? They used to, like, they've been buying up, and this is what's so depressing. They keep buying up like Mondo, they bought Loungefly and all these other brands.
I do love Loungefly. I mean, I do love the Mondo figures when I can afford them, and I really do love Loungefly stuff. But Funko Pops themselves, I'm not really, but Loungefly.
I mean, some people like them. That's fine if you like them, but they're overdone. And some of them, like, they're doing so many characters, you can't even tell what some of the Funko Pops are supposed to be. Like, okay, this is just a guy in a business suit. Who is it? Yeah, exactly. Like,
it does. It gets to the place like, have you done everything already?
Yeah. I mean, it was fun at first because, all the characters they were doing originally were like really iconic characters and you could tell who they were. And it's like, oh, it's kind of fun to see. But then after a while, it's just like, yeah, now it's just stupid. I believe we have yet to achieve the full potential. Bullshit. Tariffs and the rising price of materials led Funko in May to raise the suggested price of pop figures to $15 from $12.
Oh, good luck with that. People aren't buying them for $12. They're sure as hell not going to buy them for $15. And if they start raising the prices of Loungefly, some of those bags are $100 plus already. It's like, good luck with that.
The Mondo figures now. And
the Mondo figures are insane.
$200, $300 for
now they're going to be $500 or whatever.
$500. Yeah. Macroeconomic headwinds and Trump.
And then either they completely cancel the tariffs, they'll still raise the price and say it's because of tariffs.
The recent changes to the global business environment have constrained our growth initiatives, and we intend to first address those challenges, but always with an eye toward the long-term growth of the business. Williams was previously in charge of Hasbro's Wizards of the Coast division, which makes Magic and Dungeons & Dragons. She didn't immediately respond to requests for comment.
I'm sure she didn't.
Oh, God. Yeah, everything is just kind of unplugged. Now, I think Wizards or Hasbro is actually going to do pretty well because from what I'm hearing, the Final Fantasy Magic cards are doing really, really well. Like,
yeah, I'm surprised you didn't buy those.
I was really tempted to. Actually, I forgot about them, but I love Final Fantasy. I don't even play Magic, but I was looking at some of those cards. I'm like, damn it. I'm tempted. I'm so tempted because they had, characters from across all the games, a lot of classic characters and stuff. I'm like,
I never told you couldn't.
I know, but once I start, then that's I don't need to be.
There's a VV card, you have to get it though.
Yeah, one of our dogs is named Vivi, and they have all kinds of Vivi stuff.
He's bad, but he wants so much to be good.
He does. Yeah, he was made to be bad, but he's he is. He's very impish. He's he's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's
a Sour Patch Kid.
He is. He tries to be good sometimes.
He'll be really sweet. That'll slap you in the face. Then he'll go back to being sweet again. And you think I'm kidding. But
don't you think I'm cute? Yeah. Bitch, that's your problem.
Look how cute I am.
Oh,
yeah. Anyway,
bankrupt supplier. Okay, this is really sad. This is what I'm talking about. Like these big companies, they can absorb the losses. But one thing I noticed at Ollie's today, well, one, all the ductwork had started leaking, so they had like tarps all over everything. So look, they've gone full circle. It looks like a full-blown flea market at this point. Like there's like tarps all over the place, and it
there's
smells
still a
bad.
bunch of Did the Star Wars toys get destroyed?
No.
Damn, you can't even kill it with stank water.
You can't even kill it with stank water. But the one thing I noticed is there were a lot of independent tabletop games, and there's going to be a lot more because of the diamond situation. And
if there's anything good, you should have bought it.
Yeah, there was some, I don't know. There's some good stuff there, but I'm like, I just remember thinking to myself, like, man, these shelves are going to be jam-packed full of diamond shit here pretty soon. Probably a lot of D&D stuff too. So this comes from
if they buy it.
If they buy it. I think they will. I can't think of anybody else that would buy it. Like when they're talking, like most of the comic book industry dumps their stuff off at Ollie's, and I'm wondering how much of that stuff did come from Diamond or other distributors.
I wonder if people could put pressure on Ollie's so they don't buy it.
Well, that's what they're trying to do because they're like,
don't get screwed. Yeah. They're gonna get screwed.
But this guy's he's a small time. He has a YouTube channel. I do watch him occasionally. Bankrupt supplier with unsold TTRPG and D&D books files to move its inventory without paying publishers, which is a giant pain in the ass if you're anyone but Hasbro. And it blows our annual budget to shit. And yeah, it's not a good situation. So this is let's see, what's his name again? I know he's on YouTube. Stephen Glicker. I'm sorry, Stephen Glicker. Roll for Combat. I say he spoke to his attorney. He looked it over, and his exact quote to me was, "It's not as bad as you think it is. It's much worse."
Okay.
Damn. He went on to tell Wargamer that Diamond has $120,000 worth of our product in their warehouse. In a thread on the Pathfinder 2E subreddit, Mark Seifter, who helped build out PF2E's monsters before heading on to Roll for Initiative as his director, elaborates, "We're going to be okay because the significant majority of our books weren't with Diamond, but still, it's obviously painful." Paizo, who you think would be big enough to take this on the chin, is still going to be rubbing its jaw afterwards. The company's CCO replies, "We'll be okay, but it's a giant pain in the ass and blows our annual budget to shit." Yeah, it's not good.
This shouldn't be allowed. I can't understand. It's literally theft. I mean, you've got this stuff in your warehouse that you don't own. You're supposed to just, what you don't sell, you're supposed to return, and then they're just going to take it and sell it. It's just,
wow, this is interesting. This comes from PC Gamer, so take it for what you will, because it's PC Gamer. They said the whole thing feels like another death knell for the physical TTRPG book industry, which has been slowly but surely going the way of the dodo for some time now. Companies like Paizo have been making bank via official integrations with Foundry, and virtual tabletop seem to be the way of the future. I don't know. There have been a lot of multi-million-dollar tabletop campaign. Well, okay, so there have been a lot of multi-million-dollar tabletop crowdfunding campaigns, but CMON, CMON, which does all the minis and stuff, they have like 17 unfulfilled campaigns and like millions and millions and millions of dollars tied up, and we don't know what's going to happen because of the tariff situation, they're saying. So it's like
still the case. I haven't checked.
I haven't checked on that in a couple of weeks, but it's like, yeah, no, people are buying physical books. They are. But Diamond with Alliance, and then they sold Alliance, I guess, to somebody else. But it's a mess. I mean, everything right now is a huge mess, but Final Fantasy cards are selling well.
I feel like that meme with the guy that's like the conspiracy theory guy, and he's got like all these little strings, and he's like making, that's what I feel like you need to have that just to be able to follow what the hell's going on.
Yeah, it's crazy because everything is interconnected, but it just shows like how, I mean, this is kind of a pun here, but how much of a house of cards the whole direct market in the tabletop scene really is, because all it takes is you take one distributor out of the equation and like everything collapses.
Well, they also had themselves set up as like the big distributor,
Yeah.
And for a long time, they were it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You saw what happened during the COVID. And I always said to you, I thought that was insane that was the way it was.
Yeah, it always was weird. And everybody knew it was a really bad situation, but nobody really did anything about it. They're like, yeah. You just print your books and send them to Diamond and hope for the best and hope they send you a check. It's like, well, that's not.
That didn't work out. Shocker.
That didn't work out. You might want to rethink that plan. A lot of people are gonna have to rethink that plan. But yeah, I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars in inventory just for small press. So even the alternatives of D&D now are getting hit. You know, it's insane. But there we go, guys. A daily dose of dismal D&D, and I don't expect her to turn up anytime soon anywhere.
That was weird. Why you'd hire her and then look, oh, it went to shit. No, I never would have thought that would happen.
2 for 2. We're 2 for 2 now.
Should we go 3 for 3?
What, go to Mattel? Go to Disney. Go to Disney, please.
We need to check in a month or two and see where she ends up, because it'll be interesting to watch to see what happens.
Oh God, man, she'll be putting the fries in the bag. No, people like this, they never fail completely. I mean, I've worked with some really incompetent managers that had like MBAs, and they basically just get out before people catch on that they're completely incompetent, and then they go someplace else.
Can't catch on. I mean, it should be obvious within like 5 minutes of talking to them.
Yeah,
anyway, are we going to wrap this up?
Let's wrap it up, guys. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.